Wins in a row for Dustin Johnson. 2 straight World Golf Championships.
Welcome to Teeing Off. I'm RJ McCullough. Dustin Johnson won his 3rd straight PGA Tour title on Sunday, becoming the first golfer to win all 4 WGC titles. I know what you're thinking. Tiger's done that. The WGC Cadillac has now been replaced by the WGC Mexico, so Tiger has not done that. DJ is the first. DJ unfathomably did not trail one time the entire week. That's 7 rounds of match play golf without trailing one time. In his last 25 starts, he has now had 19 top 10s, 6 wins, and 1 major. Jon Rahm finished second, falling to DJ in the final, and Bill Haas finished out the top 3, defeating Hideto Tanahara in the consolation match. The grounds were buzzing on Wednesday as Jason Day walked off the course mid-round. Nobody really knew if he was pissed off, if he had hurt his back again. Nobody really knew what was going on, so everyone was kind of waiting with bated breath. And then Jason walked in to the press center. Visibly distraught, Jason had the following to say.
I didn't want to leave you guys, out in the dust and try and speculate what was going on with me and my game and how I felt, if it was my back or anything. But I just wanted to make sure and get it out there that this is the reason why. I've obviously pulled out, this week because of my mum going for surgery to try and get rid of this mass that's in her lungs, which is 3 to 4 centimeter mass, which is a pretty large mass in her lungs. So I'm just hoping for a speedy recovery for her, and we can get this behind us and she can live a long life.
Now, clearly, this hit him at the worst possible time. He said it wasn't bothering him in the practice rounds, it just got to him knowing that he wouldn't be there on Friday with his mom, and rightfully so. Good for him for clearing things up, however tough it may have been. Now, I'm happy to report that Jason's mom did undergo successful surgery on Friday, and Jason was there with her. Now, Jason's status for the Masters remains up in the air, but it is hopeful that his mother is going to make a full recovery, so good luck. Now, on a much lighter note, in one of the most anticipated matches of the week, the battle of the 2 Spaniards between Jon Rahm and Sergio Garcia, the winner advancing to the round of 16. Well, it was a pretty close match the whole way, just about, until this point here. Once Sergio did this, it's kind of hard to have any intimidation factor over your opponent.
Oh, this almost a whip. Everything looks good. Going back, and
we've all been there, but man, that must have been a tough walk to the next hole. Whew. Sports Illustrated, in conjunction with Golf.com, has released their annual anonymous players poll. 50 PGA Tour players were asked anonymously to answer a bevy of questions. Here are my favorites.
Who is the best ball striker on tour? 14% said themselves, while Charles Howell took the title with 16%. Who's the fastest player on tour? Once again, 18% said themselves, tied with Matt Every taking the lead. And who is the slowest player on tour? No surprise here, Ben Crane. Should the Players' Championship be moved to March and the PGA to May? 66% say yes. What's the worst course on the current PGA Tour schedule? TPC Four Seasons Resort, home to the Byron Nelson, takes the cake at 14. Surprising to me is third with Torrey Pines at 10. And finally, will Tiger win another major? 72% of pros say no.
Yeah, I got nothing. I expect that at some point this week, Tiger or one of his minions will come out and make a statement announcing whether he's playing in the Masters next week. But until then, crickets. Tour remains in Texas this week, but hops over to Houston for the Shell Houston Open at the Golf Club of Houston. Now, this has been a stalwart on tour as a pre-Masters tune-up for a number of guys heading up to the Masters each year. They set the course up as close as they can possibly get it to Augusta. They have shaved banks, a lot of runoff areas, tight driving areas. The greens are lightning quick, so it's a really good setup for those hoping to get a little tune-up for next week. Now, although the tournament has not been the springboard to Masters success that you might think it would be, you have to think that everyone coming in here is hoping to leave with their game ready on Sunday to head into the first major. Last year, Jim Herman, Trump logo on his shirt and all, defeated Henrik Stenson by one stroke, buoyed by a fantastic chip-in on the 16th hole. He would then par the last two holes. Stenson missed a birdie putt on the last to force a playoff, and Jim Herman was your winner, earning a spot in the Masters. This year, every spot in the Masters is set, except for if one of the guys in the field wins, that isn't in. Last year's runner-up, Henrik Stenson, Texas native Jordan Spieth, and three-time Masters champion Phil Mickelson are your highlighted three for this week, but there's a bunch of big names. Now, after taking last week off due to the match play, my picks are back this week. In my opinion, this is the ideal DraftKings lineup for this week.
Rafael Cabrera Bello, Jason Duffner, Tony Finau, Russell Henley, JT Poston, and Phil Mickelson.
Okay, that is it for another episode of Teeing Off. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Shell Houston Open. Good luck if you have any money on the line. I know we're all looking forward to next week's Masters. We've just got to make it through one more tournament. I'm RJ McCullough. Thanks again. I'll see you next week.